Hey there, this is going to be a shortish update, and it's a bit late. Actually, was very busy last week, so the blog post is up. I met with a couple of friends. First was Squinky. We sat down and had a wonderful conversation about video games. I'm especially interested in video games that use either a lot of narrative or they're even entirely text-based. So from that conversation, we got onto the topic of interactive novels or visual novels, which just can be as simple as some text and images. So Squinky showed me Inky, which I've started to tinker around with. I'm exploring. There are dating sims, there are sexy games, so I'm exploring a sort of scenario where the player begins in a bar, and over the course of the night there will be chances for different encounters, but it's never going to be like a lineup of five dudes and like pick the dude. No, it's more the player will make choices that will lead them through the night, and fate has placed certain people in their path. So, having a lot of fun with that. Play, discovering, rediscovering, creative play, just allowing myself to sort of sit in the sandbox and make things. So then later in the week, I met with Christina Lakatastroff, who I had met on at Confabulation in February. She does her own zines, and I didn't really know what zines were, but I was intrigued, and I followed her on Instagram. So we got to talking about zines. She showed me examples of her work, which I paid for and took home, and there are some wonderful things there. I was struck by the construction, the photography, and now I'm reading the writing and really getting into it. So I'd had this idea previously where I would compose something of a bedroom book, which would be erotic short stories and poetry. But then zines also are a thing. And so I thought, what if I put together some smut into a zine and just sort of carried it around with me, peddled my smut to the... It's an interesting idea because one thing that appears in my novel in a few places, there are some steamy encounters, and workshopping them has shown me that I have a degree of skill with this, which makes me very happy. So I'm writing these erotic moments, which also I try to include a balance of excitement, of tension. Tension, of course, is what a writer should always be learning to master. But also there's an emotional side to things. There are a lot of things that happen in your head. There are a lot of things that happen in your body during sex, and I want to evoke all of those feelings to really put the reader in the mind of the characters. So this being a thing that I like to practice, I was very much interested in the idea of writing some erotica, because that's a thing. Sex sells. It's a chance to practice, and I definitely have a lot of imagination. So the bedroom book, I was thinking of writing these short stories and these poems, and then, but with the zine idea, it's suddenly it's portable. I can put them out more often, and I don't have to go through the whole shebang of editing a book or trying to self-publish that. So and I also appreciate the portability of it and the fact that I can sort of regularly produce this material. So I'm gonna be the smut peddler. So far, I've written a short story, I've written a poem, and I've written an essay, because I have a lot of things to say about dating in the modern world and gay dating in the modern world with apps and everything. So I'm going to start putting some of those thoughts down and sharing them with people, and hopefully folk will be interested, and I'll want to come out with further volumes. But yes, I'm very excited. Very excited to be writing about sex, and yeah. Also, the novel, I didn't really talk about the novel in the blog post, but the novel is still nearing the completion of its rough draft. I'm looking on getting more time to write, making more time to write over the coming week. So things are happening. Hopefully I will have a lot to say next Thursday and Friday. So thanks for watching. See you soon.